Okay. So I moved here in 1981, the fall of 81. Um, and my mother-in-law worked here at the Forest Service for years and years. She retired from here. And then my husband started working, was asked to come to work here as their fire lookout. So he was working here for the summers. So we're familiar with the area, and my children have grown up here and everything. But in 2002, we had a huge fire, the Biscuit Fire. I don't know if you remember that. There was a big fire. And I was at the county fair, and a lady asked me if I'd like to come and help as an information officer during that fire here at the Forest Service. And I said, sure, I'd be glad to help. And that's how I got started. I worked for a short time, and then they asked me to come and be a temporary employee for the summers. So I did that, and then it stretched into a full-time job. And so now I started out as the information assistant, and then my supervisor retired, and I applied for her job, and now I have her job, which is like a business manager.
Awesome.
Yes.
That's awesome. And how long have you lived in the area?
Well, since 1981, so that would be what, 30 years? Yeah.
And you've lived here in Gasky?
In Gasky the whole time, correct.
Awesome. And how long have you worked here per se?
Basically since 2002.
2002, officially.
Yeah.
All right. And what's one memory that you can share with us that just explains the feeling that you get just coming to work here every day?
Oh, visitors, when they come and they ask questions about the area, and usually 95% of the time the people that come are on vacation, and so they're always in a good mood.
Yeah.
And they're always happy to be here, and they're impressed with the river. And so it's always fun to tell them about the river and the trails and the camping and just the awesomeness of this area, because there's no other place like this.
Oh, definitely. What makes this a unique asset to Gasky?
The Forest Service, you
Yes,
mean?
the Forest
Well,
Service.
jobs are very important in Gasky because there aren't very many, and so there are great opportunities for jobs. We are the first information office on your way from Oregon, so that's very helpful. We get a lot of questions about the area, and of course, because it's almost to the Redwoods, we get that question a lot.
Yeah.
So we were able to share information about the Redwoods. And other things too. We don't just give out information. We do sell a lot of permits for people to cut firewood, gather mushrooms. They gather brush, greens for flower shops, for arrangements and things like that. So we do have a little bit of business going on also.
Yeah. And who is this asset designed for? So the Forestry Service, who?
The public.
The public?
Yes.
Just
We're here to
all around.
serve the public, correct.
All right.
Yes.
And is there anyone that the Forestry Service Department does not, is there anyone that cannot access it? I mean, like anyone local that you
No,
think-
everyone's welcome to
Everyone's
come.
welcome.
Yes.
All right. And you think this benefits the whole community?
I think so, yes.
And probably more than just the community if you get
Right,
visitors from
exactly.
all around.
And we try to, let me quick add, we try to do things that bring the community in. This last fall, we brought in, we had a autumn festival, and we had a pumpkin patch for the little mountain school kids, and they came over and got to pick pumpkins. We had a barbecue for them, and it was really fun. We had a really good time with that. And then we also go, we have a prevention program, and they go to all the schools, and especially our school here in Gasky, and they teach the kids about being safe with fire, about being safe in the woods, how to build campfires, and it's very, very helpful for the children, I think, to work with them.
Yeah. And that's where Smokey the Bear comes in.
And that's where Smokey the Bear comes in, yes.
All right. So all around, it sounds like it's really a successful business.
Well, it's a busy place. Lots of things going on. Just lots of things happening. We have a wildlife biologist who manages the wildlife. We have a fish biologist who is in charge of all the water. So there's lots. Firefighters, giving out information. It's a busy place. Yeah. Recreation people who take care of all the campgrounds and all the river sites and keep those nice and tidy for the public. So lots of people doing lots of jobs.
That's good, definitely. And if there was you know, something that you could change, what would you change to make the forestry department a better place for the community? How would you benefit, you know?
I don't know. That's a good question. I'd have to think about that a little bit. The Forest Service is changing all the time. There's things that they're trying to do better and be on top of, you know, working with the public and helping the public and serving people. So there's change all the time.
Yeah.
A lot of things now is safety. That's our big, we're trying to make sure everybody's safe. Workers, the public, things like that.
How would you improve the forestry department to better benefit the community?
Improve it to better, I think we're trying to have more events here locally to bring the public, you know, to bring the community in and to help the community and work with the community. For example, well, let me just share something that just happened last week. We had a fire, a structure fire, which started little spot fires below the house that, or the garage that was on fire. And the Forest Service, along with CAL FIRE and the local fire department, were there to help fight that fire. So we try to help with the community a lot, and especially fire. That's a big deal in this area. We don't want anything. We don't want this forest to catch on fire. It's a beautiful forest, so we try to work really hard and keep people safe from fire.
So it sounds like you guys have a lot of connections with other locals
Agencies,
and
correct. We all work together.
That's good. That's awesome. And how does living in this area benefit you personally?
Oh, it's beautiful here. Who would want to live anywhere else? Yeah, it's just fantastic. The river is crystal clear. The water is, you know, drinkable. You know, you swim in it and not worry about anything. Yeah. And the weather's perfect. We do get a lot of rain though, but that's okay. If we didn't have the rain, we wouldn't have the beautiful forest. It's a beautiful place to live. I feel like I'm on vacation all the time.